Hello everybody, what's going on? It's iReviewforYou here, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Favi J6 Pico Plus Pico Projector. Let's go.
And then pops out. Alright, right when you hit.
Alright, so now before we get to the pros of this Pico Projector, let's go ahead and talk about some of the cons. The first one being the air inlet. Now as you can see, it is located at the bottom of the Pico Projector, which in my opinion is very inconvenient. You can see there's a little label here that says do not block the air inlet, but when you put it down on a flat surface, of course, the air inlet is going to be blocked. So I don't think that's very well thought out of Favi, and the only way to counteract this is to either, number one, flip out the little stand that is built into the projector to give it a little pocket of air, or to use the tripod that comes with the actual projector. And that's actually another con of mine, which I'll talk about in a second. So overall, I think that Favi should have placed the fan in a different location, like the back here, and I definitely hope that that is something that they will fix if they ever do come out with another version of this projector. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the second con, that being the tripod. It's very nice of Favi to include this in your purchase, and the only problem I have with it is that they haven't really thought out where you screw it into the projector. So as you can see here, there's just a little hole at the bottom of the projector, and it just screws in like any other tripod on a camera would. And I don't know if you can tell already, but the tripod isn't really in the center of the projector, which is going to lead to it not being balanced at all, and that just means it's going to fall over. So I definitely think that they should have placed it right here in the middle of the projector. That would have made a lot more sense. So I'm going to demonstrate what the problem with this is. So if you open the legs of the tripod like so, then it's just gonna fall back. As you can see, there, it just fell back. So it's gonna take a lot of playing around with it to actually get it in a stable position. And once you do get it there, there's not gonna be many other options for different positions to put it in, because it's just gonna fall over at the slightest touch. So that's definitely one of my cons. And I think that if they do come out with a second version of this Pico projector, it's definitely something that they should improve. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the third and final con, that being the battery. Now, it's not the battery life. The battery life is great. It's around 3.5 hours, but the battery charging time is where the problem lies. The battery charging time in the instruction manual, it says it should be about 6 hours, which is already a lot, but I found that the battery charging time is actually around 7.5 hours, which is definitely a really hefty charging time, and it's a lot of time to wait on your projector. So if you do want to charge it, which obviously you do, definitely make sure to plug it in before you go to sleep and unplug it in the morning. That way it'll be ready to go by the time you wake up. Now, I've actually emailed Favi and asked them if you can have the projector plugged in while it's running, or if it will damage the battery, and they answered and they said that it will not damage the battery. So that's definitely a great thing to know, and that means that if you do forget to charge your Pico projector, you can just plug it in and watch the movie at the same time, and it will not damage it at all. Alright, now enough about the cons, let's start talking about some of the pros of this Pico projector. My first pro is basically everything that's happening on this side of the Pico projector. As you can see, there's an HDMI port, a micro SD card slot, and a USB port, which are all basically going to let you put different types of movies, presentations, and pictures on the projector. Now, my second pro is actually this little button right here. As you can see, there's one that shows a projector projecting an image, and the other one shows a battery. And that basically means that this Pico projector also doubles as a backup battery for your devices. So you can just plug the charger into the USB port, and then it will charge your devices, which I think is amazing. I mean, if you're out of batteries on your phone, you can charge your phone a little bit and then connect your phone to the Pico projector to watch a movie, which is amazing, and I'm super happy that they included that in the projector. Now, another great thing about this Pico projector is this little headphone port on the back. So the speaker inside of the projector is not bad at all. It's actually almost the same as the speaker on, let's say, an iPad. So it's definitely better than you'd expect. But if you do want some better quality sound, you can either plug in your headphones if you're the only one watching the movie, or if you're watching the movie with other people, then you can go ahead and plug in external speakers to the projector, allowing more people to hear the sound and to have better quality audio, which I think is definitely a huge plus. Alright, now I'm actually going to turn the projector on, and as you can see, that little light at the bottom just lit up, and that means that the projector is on. There's actually 3 levels of this light. There's a blue light, a green light, and a red light, and they're just going to show how much battery you have, blue being the most, then green, then red. And then, as you can see, the projector just turned on, and you can already begin to tell it's pretty bright. I mean, the whole camera had to adjust it and made the room a bit darker. And this is going to be more than enough if you're just watching movies in your house. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on a wall, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we have the projector projecting onto a wall, and as you can see, it's pretty bright, and it's also really sharp. I mean, it's not HD, but it's also not super low resolution. It's 480p, which means it's definitely good enough for home use. It's right in between low resolution and high resolution, which, I mean, it's decent. And as you can see, if we back up all the way across my room here, and I try to keep the projected image in the view of the camera here, you can see that this USB sign here is huge, and the whole screen that the projector is projecting is actually taking up my whole wall, just to give you an idea how big it can get. Now, you did see that it's not as bright, but that's because I'm not in a dark room, so this projector is definitely going to be more than enough if you're just projecting at home.
We can just
Alright, so the 4 options you have available here on the main menu of the projector are firstly the wireless display, then the TF or SD card, the USB, and the HDMI options. So basically, if you just click on one of those while you have your device plugged in, then it'll just open up whatever content you have on the USB stick or the SD card, or on your TV if you're connected via HDMI. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the wireless display. This is the reason why I bought this projector. Now that's basically going to let you wirelessly stream whatever is on your Apple or Android device to the projector without the use of any cables, which is a huge plus. So while we're waiting for this screen to boot up, I just want to point out that this projector actually is even more amazing than I thought, because it actually creates its own Wi-Fi, which means that you're going to have to leave the current Wi-Fi you're on and connect to the projector Wi-Fi with your device, meaning that you're not going to be able to surf the internet or to watch movies on Netflix or YouTube with your projector. So the way to get around this is you can connect the projector to the internet and then connect your device to the projector via the internet, which means that basically you're going to be able to search the web, watch Netflix, watch YouTube while you're connected to the Pico projector, which I think is a huge plus. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, so as you can see, I just went ahead and got my iPad here, and all we're going to do is press this little AirPlay button at the bottom, and since the projector is on the same network as my iPad is, we're just going to be able to wirelessly stream it to the projector, and there you go, my iPad is now on the wall. How cool is that? And if we just do a little latency test here, you'll find that the latency is actually really good. It's less than a second, less than half a second maybe even. I mean, it's definitely not going to be enough if you're doing some fast-paced action gaming on your iPad, but if you just want to show your friends what's on your iPad, then that will be more than enough. It's also very good at showing videos, of course, because that's what you're going to use a projector for. So I'm just playing one of my own videos. You don't have to watch my videos, but I would encourage you to. And yes, as you can see, it's performing very nicely. It's really bright. The quality is great. And keep in mind that we are in a lit room, so there's sunlight coming in from outside. My lights are off, but my blinds are not closed, and it's a pretty sunny day. So, in my opinion, I think the brightness is great, and you're definitely not going to have any problems with that. Alright, so now we're back here at the main menu, and this is what I'm actually going to say goodbye. So, if you learned something here, or if you had some questions and you got them answered in this video, definitely make sure to leave a like. It helps out a bunch. Also, leave a comment letting me know how I did, what else you want to see, and I'll try to get back to you. So, overall, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, leave a like, comment, helps out a bunch. Also, subscribe if you want to see more reviews and unboxings. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.